the day before yesterday. That's top two-year-old form, and Belledale is in it. But is he good enough to beat one of the best two-year-olds in France? That's Alphabatim, who's just been bought by Mr. Abdullah, just playing up with Greville Starkey in the stalls there. You can see he's giving Greville a rather anxious time. Alphabatim rearing up. Very nasty, that must be, for any jockey. But best of luck to all of them, and to Graham Good.
The trip is a mile. The William Hill Futurity just waiting for Bounty Hawk to go in. Falstaff 9-1 from 8-1. The favourites second from the right are grey and a bright red cap, a little bit slowly away, Mendez, but they're settling down, running through the first furlong, and the jockeys jockeying for position, with Patrizio leading from Ilium, Lake Valentina, and then comes Belledale. But Patrizio in the lead from Lake Valentina. Mendez running quite freely in third place. Ilium is fourth. Then behind these comes Great Western, and just in behind the leaders comes Falstaff, but they're quite closely grouped, with Lake Valentina leading from Patrizio next to the rails. Then behind these, Mendez, Cassius Musen now got that one settled. Ilium is the horse with the noseband. Alphabatim is towards the outside. So towards the outside is Bounty Hawk, just coming around the bend there in the blinkers, and Belledale. Coming down to the halfway stage in this William Hill Futurity, with Lake Valentina in the lead, from Ilium in second place, then Alphabatim, Belledale. Lester Piggott switched the Great Western on the outside. Mendez just in behind them, carrying his head a little bit high, with just 3.5 furlongs to go. Lake Valentina, Ilium, Alphabatim, Falstaff going well in behind the leaders. The favourite Mendez with plenty to do at this stage, but Cassius Musen just looks around there to see where Bounty Hawk and Northern Maiden is struggling. They've got just over two to go. Ilium now been sent about his work from Lake Valentina. Here comes Falstaff, and here on the outside comes Mendez, coming with a smooth-looking run. A furlong and a half to go in the William Hill Futurity, and it's Ilium in the lead from Lake Valentina. Alphabatim, Mendez really fairly easily up the ground on the outside, inside the final furlong, and it's Alphabatim and Mendez and Ilium from Falstaff. Ilium next to the rails, Mendez on the stand side, but Alphabatim just has it. Alphabatim sticking his deck out, is going to win it at the line. It's going to be Alphabatim the winner. A photo for second between Mendez and Ilium. Then came Falstaff and Lake Valentina, and Patrizio and Great Western. Belledale, a disappointment. Last of all was Bounty Hawk. And so the result of this William Hill Futurity, it's a win for number 2, Alphabatim, owned by Mr. Khalid Abdullah, trained at Pulborough by Guy Harwood, ridden by Greville Starkey, 96 of the season for him. Officially, it's a photograph for second place between number 9, Ilium and Paul Cook, and number 11, Mendez and Cassius Musen. Well, Guy Harwood must be rubbing his hands in expectation of some tremendous income to come into the yard next year, because Alphabatim, he had 10 entered in this race. Alphabatim was his choice, but along with Raft and a lot of the other horses, Leofan to name, and Roussillon, those 3 top-class horses, now been joined in Guy Harwood's stable by Alphabatim, who really stretched close home. Let's review the closing stages, and John.
Yes, what a tremendous coup for Mr. Abdullah, who bought Alphabatim recently, since his last race. And what a coup for Guy Harwood, too, who has Leofan and Raft back home, and who knows how many other good two-year-olds. But at this stage, it was Ilium who'd taken it off Lake Valentina. And Greville Starkey is only just beginning to get Alphabatim into top gear. And here comes the favourite Mendez. And as you'll see, Mendez looks like winning comfortably. I think he then hangs. He probably, that hard race he had in the Criterium, begins to tell on him. Here he comes looking at that stage like winning quite comfortably. But you'll see that Cassius Musen has to put down the whip in his right hand in a moment. He's done it now and pulls it through in his left hand, because Mendez put his head high. He carries his head high anyway, didn't really seem all that keen to go past Alphabatim, and even when Cash gets his whip through into his left hand, he can't find any more. So Alphabatim sticks out his head, runs on past Ilium on the far side, and holds the French favourite fair and square. Alphabatim now definitely on top, Ilium on the far side, Mendez on this side, desperately close between them for second place, but no doubt whatever about the winner, Alphabatim for England. Here's the head-on now, and now watch Mendez in the red cap on the left. I suspect that you'll see him begin to hang a little bit inwards towards Alphabatim. There he goes. He's not hanging all that much, you can see by the lines on the thing, but Cash gets his whip through like lightning and straightens Mendez up. And now if you look at the lines on the turf, mind you, nobody says they're straight, but he's come back away from Alphabatim. There's absolutely no danger of interference. So Alphabatim takes control, and the only remaining question is whether Mendez or Ilium gets second place. But I think England can take this as a thoroughly encouraging result. We've certainly got some two-year-olds better than the French at this moment.
On the shoulders, 9-2 returned Alphabatim. It was backed in from 5-1. I got some prices for the classics next year on Alphabatim. I'll get the second place first. Mendez is second. The favourite Mendez is second at 11-8 favourite, and Ilium is third at 12-1. So the result is Alphabatim, Mendez, and Ilium. Now, prices on the 2,000 guineas next year, Hills go 20-1 Alphabatim, 7-1 favourite Leofan, and 8-1 El Gran Senor. Derby betting, Essel's put Alphabatim in at 20-1. Ward Hill go 8-1 Guy Harwood stable. So there's some confusion, 25-1 I've seen with Corals for the Derby. They're putting in Alphabatim. But once again, these French horses, Mendez, a lot of people, punters wouldn't back them. It was the officers made it 11-8 favourite. They remember all the French failures, don't they? Calamoon, Mississippian, Northern Baby, Dukery. They come over here, they fail. The punters are not keen on them. Alphabatim, not a lot of confidence in the ring that this is a classic horse. All the feeling is the Guy Harwood's got far better at home. Things like Raft and, of course, my own special, Leofan.
And I should imagine Prince Khalid Abdullah isn't feeling too displeased with himself either, because he bought this fellow privately after he'd won at Newmarket, and whatever he paid for him has not been disclosed, but whatever it is, it's certainly looking a pretty useful investment. And of course, don't forget that he also owns Raft, and with Jeremy Tree, he has that very top-class two-year-old Rainbow Quest, who ran second to El Gran Senor in the Dewhurst. So Prince Abdullah certainly has something to go to war with next year, as too does Guy Harwood. Mendez, I thought, was perhaps a little bit unlucky. He was a little bit slowly away, then ran a little bit freely early. He was then settled quite well by Cash, who got him in behind the leaders. And then, of course, he had to switch to the wide outside to deliver his challenge, so he may have had just a couple of races to get into a challenging position anyway. I'm not too disappointed by Mendez, who was only beaten half a length at the line with a head between second and third. Official distances, half a length between first and second, a head between second and third. Well, the final flat race meeting of the season, except, of course, in a fortnight's time, we'll be coming here. The absolute close of the season has brought on William Hill Futurity Day an enormous crowd revelling in the autumn sunshine and seeing another very good horse in the form of Alphabatim stretch his neck out and win comfortably at 92. Here now the starting prices from John Tyrrell.
First, number 2, Alphabatim, 9-2. Second, number 11, Mendez, the 11-8 favourite. And third, number 9, Ilium, at 12-1. 9